I wouldn't like to admit that, but probably is. Is my wine slightly corked? I honestly can't tell because there's a little bit of cork taint in it, but it might just be tight. Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty, because my name is Bond, James Bond. Today on Regional Focus, our Monday episodes, we are going to focus on a wine region that has recently been ravaged by a lot of wildfire. Of course, I'm talking about Napa, California, which means I am going to open up, or I'm going to use this as an excuse to open up one of the bottles I've picked up in my travels up to Napa. This is a 2013 Plump Jack Estate Cabernet Sauvignon. I've been waiting years to open this up, and it's probably a bit too early, but I am definitely going to enjoy it and, maybe pick some up my next time up there. Napa accounts for 20% of California's wine revenue, but only accounts for 4% of the vines in California. And you must be thinking, oh, that's crazy, but it is really what put the new world of wine, or at least in the United States and North America, on the map. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the fires that devastated both Napa and Sonoma in the last month or two, but I am going to link to relief efforts in the description below. So if you want to send some money to help out and rebuild these two major counties in California, you can find that down there. Also, if you're local to Paso Robles or the San Luis Obispo County, like I am, there's going to be a benefit dinner on December 8th, put on by a few friends of mine in the industry. I'd suggest checking that out. Also, links in the description below. It's going to be a good time. There's some chefs from out of town coming in. Looks like the place to be, December 8th. Modern Napa started in 1966 with the founding of Robert Mondavi Winery. You may have heard that out there in the world. And it transformed a sleepy prune and walnut farming community into the Napa Valley that we know today. There's over 46,000 acres of grapes planted in Napa. Now, the geography of Napa is interesting. It's nestled between two mountain ranges. The southern part of the valley is much cooler than the northern part of the valley. But the diurnal shift during the day of the entire valley is enough that you'll get enough heat during the day to produce great concentrated fruit while allowing the grapes to rest at night and cool off to excellent conditions. Like I was saying, the most southern part of Napa, the Caneros region, is the coolest of all the sub-AVAs, whereas Calistoga up in the north will be the warmest. And as you go north, flavors will become more concentrated in the grapes. And there's a great sweet spot somewhere in the middle, around Rutherford, Oakville, and Stag's Leap, which are my three favorite sub-AVAs in the region. This Plump Jack is from Oakville. Now I'm going to talk about a little bit of tasting tips. Never go tasting along Highway 29. That's not to say don't do it. It's just, it's a trap. It's a tourist trap now. It's super expensive. Most tasting in Napa is probably $35 per tasting, if not more. But the main highway, which is Highway 29, that runs through downtown Napa, up through St. Helena, up to Calistoga, that is a horrible place if you're trying to turn left during the middle of the day on the weekends. And all of the wineries that kind of litter that stretch between Napa and St. Helena have kind of become these big party wineries, which, if that's what you're into and that's what you're looking for, go for it. But I would highly suggest just going off the beaten path a little bit, or onto another beaten path, the Silverado Trail. You can find You can find smaller producers over there that are quite excellent, and not as crowded as the main drag. Also, you could take the train. There's a fun little train that goes up and down Napa, and that way you don't even have to drive or make someone drive for you. Now, the Silverado Trail parallels Highway 29, so you can always cut back at any time. And I'm not saying every single winery along 29 is just going to be awful. They do produce some great wines, and some even have great tasting experiences. In St. Helena, there's Maryvale, which is one of my favorite wineries to taste at out there, and scrounge up some money to buy a bottle at. It's all up to you, and it's about the experience. But if you've done Napa once, going up the main drag, go off the beaten path. You might find something that surprises you. Now, as we may know, Napa is known for Cabernet Sauvignon. That's the big grape that put it on the map. It's what the valley's known for. It's what made the New World some producer of wine. It made the New World worthy of the people over there in the Old World, acknowledging that we do make good wine. Two other varietals that are thriving in Napa right now are Syrah, which are grown more in the mountain areas, and Zinfandel, which do better in the northern sub-AVAs, like I was saying, Calistoga. Once you get north of Rutherford, it's probably great temperatures for Zinfandel growing. Finally, just to circle back to temperatures, like I was saying, it gets warmer as you go north, which is counterintuitive to macro geography. But the way the valleys are set up, the wind comes in, cools down southern areas first, and it cools at night through the morning, but reaches the hotter temperatures during the day, which, like I said before, allows for strong growing conditions during the day and valuable time for rest at night. So, is Napa the perfect growing area? I wouldn't like to admit that, but probably is. So what have we learned today? Napa is a great place to grow grapes. It's a little overpriced these days. As we know, it takes in about 20% of the wine revenue from California, with only having 4% of the wine produced there. Isn't that amazing? I kind of think it is. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of factual information about Napa, California. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments below. I might be able to answer them for you. Please share, comment, like, and subscribe. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers so I can claim my vanity channel, whatever. And every subscriber that gets up to 100 would be very helpful in helping me out. When we reach 100, I'm going to drop my Switzerland special. I went to Switzerland, drank some wine, hung out with some friends, and hopefully that'll make it into good content. But currently, we're making our way there ever so surely. I would really appreciate your help out there. Please grab your friends, grab your neighbors, grab your family, get them to subscribe. This is just me pleading. Probably will edit this out, but if not, it is a genuine plea. A genuine request that you hit the subscribe button. If not, whatever. I'll see you next time here on Rewind with bschwitty.